This is a review of the 2015 Mini Cooper Countryman. I guess it's the SUV of Mini, right? It's bigger than everything, but it's really the size of a hatchback, like a pretty big hatchback. And as we look over the design, you can tell it's obviously from the Mini family. Wheels are pushed out towards the ends, towards the corners. It's if you like Mini Coopers, you're gonna like this. If Mini Coopers make you indifferent, well, this will make you indifferent also. The chassis and ride kind of surprised me because I was expecting something all sporty, but it was actually quite comfortable, which I guess is okay for a lot of buyers. And on the road, I noticed a lot of people drive these cars. It's something you don't notice unless you drive a Mini. So I would have to say that 80% of the drivers of these cars were female. Here's my shot of the nose. I like taking a shot of the nose. Car looks good if you're a Mini fan. In the trunk is relatively high quality and the floor is very low. I'm not sure it's big enough for a big stroller, but possibly a small one. Very well finished here. There was plenty of room for the size of the vehicle. As you can see, it folds down 40-20-40. I folded the seats down. They fold pretty flat. They're not flat with the floor, but that's okay since the floor is so low. The finish is okay. Just a reminder, this is a $35,000 vehicle. The seats, the leather or leatherette is very comfortable, and there's even 2 cup holders in back with a plug for people with their all-important phone. The drivetrain in this particular model is an all-wheel drive 180 horsepower engine, which does about 9.5-10 in the city and 6-ish on the highway, which is very good. It's very good. We weren't able to test it though. I wasn't able to. We didn't have the car long enough. Actually, I didn't have the car long enough, and I forgot to ask Ross. Inside, on the front seat, there's plenty of room, as there is in the back seat. The layout is, I guess, if you're nostalgic for the Mini, you're gonna like it. It reminds me of the Fiat, except the Fiat is much less expensive. The sound system isn't that great. I've seen better, especially in a vehicle of this class. However, the design language is it European? Is it just funky? Hard to say. It seems to me it doesn't have the European class of other European vehicles. That steering wheel sucks. That center gauge for the RPM has a little digital readout for your speed. That's one of the most ugly I've ever seen in the business. And you have the big speedo in the middle, which you never consult because you take your eyes off the road. The buttons are small in the center stacked and not easy to use. So, not exactly the top of line ergonomics. All that screen is operated by that dial at the lowest point possible, just below the automatic transmission. It feels cheap. At least the automatic transmission goes well, and the air conditioning is very effective. Soft touch on the door. The touch points here are very good, I thought. Anyways, touching them were pretty good. These fans look cool but feel a bit cheap. I don't know. I feel if you use it too quickly, it's gonna break. Wiper stock feels average quality. A steering wheel is just horrible. There's not even real leather. It feels so cheap. It's actually, I couldn't get over how cheap it felt. But the control weights, the gas pedal, the brakes are soft in a good way, easy to drive way. Touch points of the automatic transmission, very good. So overall, this car is okay on the inside. If you look at the visibility, as you can see, it's very good. You can see pretty good all around, except with those small rear view mirrors. The noise, vibration, harshness is very acceptable for this class. Let's listen to the thoughts on the road. So, on the move in the city, in the Mini Cooper. I think I have to preface this with the price. This is car as is $35,000 plus tax in Canada. And this is the first time I drive this car. And as I drive it, it feels like a $20-something thousand car. So I want to get that out of the way so we can get on with the review. So in the city, the car drives pretty good. I was kind of surprised by how soft the suspension was. This is the first time I drive one of these, and you know, I had heard so much that the suspension was very sporty and everything. Yeah, it's pretty soft, the suspension. I mean, it isn't soft, but compared to what my expectations were, it is soft. So that's good news for people who want to buy them, who like the look, who like the interior, but who don't necessarily want a car that beats up on them. Yeah. In the city, this car is relatively nimble. I don't feel it is more substantial than your typical compact. I don't know. I'm just not feeling it. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just not feeling it with this car. When a car costs $35,000 and it feels like $25,000, I have problems with it. However, inside it does have a very unique design language. It's undeniable. The materials are pretty good quality. There's some soft touch pretty much everywhere. There's this great big fat dial that's a speedometer, but you do have a shitty speedometer reading right here, which is the one you consult the most. I don't know, they could have improved on that. Seats are comfortable. Visibility is great. Turning radius is short. Very easy to drive in the city. Those little, for visibility, it's good, but the rear view mirrors, Ross pointed this out, are way too small, and he is very right. The touch points are okay with the exception of this steering wheel. $35,000 car with a synthetic-y, cheapy feeling steering wheel. Once again, I'm not getting this as a... I'm not in love with the exterior, so I guess I'm not... When you don't love the exterior of this car, I think you start looking at it like any other car and its shortcomings become apparent. And I think if somebody likes the exterior and interior of this car and the history of this car has a meaning for them, I guess it's okay. Out on the highway, I'm doing about what now, 100, 110 kilometers an hour. And there's a bit of road noise. There's definitely wind noise. I don't want to say it's a Honda Fit, but I think maybe some of the, like for example, the Volkswagen Golf, the base Volkswagen Golf is better insulated than this car. This car is pretty big inside. I have to say this car looked bigger, like this car is getting progressively bigger and bigger, and we have a lot of room, lots of leg room, lots of shoulder room, God, lots of headroom. In the back too, I sat back there, I sat behind myself, I had plenty of room. So space is not an issue in the Countryman. Space is not an issue at all. It doesn't have nice cup holders here on the side doors, but in the center stack, there's 2 cup holders. In the back, there's 2 cup holders. I think it's enough there. I think reviewers overdo it with cubby spaces. I mean, that's all you really need is a cup holder, right? And a glove box. And perhaps maybe a place for your phone, which, no, there isn't. Well, I guess no place for the phone here, maybe. Anyways, I'm gonna have to open something. Oh, there it is. Oh, yes, there is one. A little one. It's not that good, is it? So, listen, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I think you should be watching another channel for a review of this car because I simply am not getting it. All right, I'm not getting it.